What?
Hello.
I wasn't recording.
Hello, we're recording.
Smoke.
Fucking stupid.
All right, well, you just record you.
I was recording. Well, welcome to Mainly Murder with Meg and Mum. I am Meg.
Not Meg. Nutmeg.
Nutmeg. Yeah,
It's like when
like
you
I
go,
heard that joke before.
Megan. It's me again.
I've heard nutmeg,
It's like, no, you're not Megan.
me again, and then I swear to God, every time I transfer the phone, or like I'll be like, "Hey, it's Megan," and you hear Josh just Megan. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Josh.
Yeah, well, that's fair
Or I
enough.
get shut up, Meg,
You're
from
Pretty
Family
easy
Guy.
person to want to
Yeah,
make shut up.
I am. I think actually that's what I bought from Shein. I got a
Buy some
T-shirt and it
absolute
says certified
crap, don't ya?
yapper on it.
I'm a certified Amazoner.
I am a certified yapper. Yeah, you need that. There was certified yapper and I bought another
Jesus
one. Oh, I think I
Christ.
bought one that
That's
said
very
live, laugh,
funny.
lobotomy.
No, it's not.
Because
Oh, fucking
it is.
Jesus Christ.
I would love a lobotomy. Just
You don't use the one you've
take
got
me on a
now.
little
It's on,
brain
it's on
vacation.
vacation. What do you,
Anyway.
Hey, anyway,
hey.
today.
Anyway, today we are talking about the
Cinque.
case of Joe
Isn't that
Cinque.
5?
Cinque.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Joe 5,
Cinque.
okay.
Yeah. Well, Joe 5. So Joe was born on the 11th of June, 1971 to Maria and Nino Cinque. And he was named after his grandfather. His parents had immigrated from Italy to Australia, building a life from scratch and creating a close-knit family centered around hard work, love and loyalty. 4 years after Joe was born,
Anthony, of
the family
course.
welcomed another son, Anthony. And the two brothers grew up incredibly close. The Cinques lived in Newcastle, about 2.5 hours north of Sydney, in a home that
gone and
reflected
had a
just
look at
how
his house
proud
when we
Maria
went to
and Nino were of their boys.
Newcastle, but we didn't know who. For the festival.
When we were in
Didn't you fly
Newcastle.
into Newcastle with us? No, maybe you didn't. Mel and I might have flown into Newcastle and then we drove to Hunter
No.
Valley. All right, take that back. No. Well, how
Yeah.
did you get a... No, we had the hire car with the heated seats. We must have flown into Newcastle.
Look, I have
But
only
we
been
had the
awake
hire car
for an
with the
hour.
heated seats.
Let's-
So, yeah, so we flew into Newcastle and then we drove to the
yeah, I
Hunter
probably
Valley.
was there.
Okay, anyway. Forgot what the moral of that story was.
Yes.
Cinque's
Okay,
house, that's
Jesus
right.
Christ. Nothing. So the house reflected how proud they were. The walls were covered in family photographs, school achievements, and sporting trophies collected over the years. Joe was naturally athletic and loved sports. Growing up, Joe seemed to be good at just about everything he put his mind to. So at school, he played pretty much every sport he could get involved in. Cricket, soccer, tennis, you name it, Joe gave it a go.
Go, Joe.
He was naturally athletic, competitive in the best way, and genuinely enjoyed being part of a team. But what really stood out to people who knew him wasn't just his sporting ability. Joe was incredibly well liked. Classmates and teachers described him as extroverted, social, and full of life. He could strike up a conversation with just about anyone and somehow made them feel like they'd known him for years. He had an easy charm about him that drew people in. And he wasn't just the popular sports guy either. Joe was intelligent. He worked hard, got good grades, and had the kind of future that seemed limitless.
Okay, so is he the to be dead or the deader?
He's the victim of this story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you could go anyway. You could be like, this guy was really great.
Okay,
and then they're
all
a
of
serial
sudden he's
killer.
a fucking serial killer. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, is this going to have a happy ending for him?
Yeah. Sometimes I like to throw you. Be like, oh, Joe was a great guy. And then, yeah.
Then he killed 12 women. Okay.
Yeah. No, Joe was unfortunately the victim of this story.
Oh, okay. Poor Joe.
So after finishing high school, he went on to university, balancing his studies with the same determination he'd shown on the sporting field. In November 1994, he graduated with a degree in civil engineering. By all accounts, Joe was thriving. He had a close family who adored him, lifelong friends, and a career ahead of him, and all the ingredients for a really good life. After graduating, Joe did what a lot of young people dream of doing before settling into adult life.
Gap year.
He packed his bags and spent 2 months traveling around Europe. It was a chance to see the world, experience new things, and celebrate everything he'd worked so hard to achieve. When he returned home to New South Wales, Joe stepped into the next chapter of his life. He secured a job at a civil engineering firm in Newcastle, following in the footsteps of the men he admired most. His dad Nino worked there, and his grandfather had worked there.
Oh.
So in early 1995, 23-year-old Joe headed out clubbing with a group of friends, not knowing that one chance encounter would completely change the course of his life.
Oh, shit.
That night, he met 22-year-old Anu Singh. By all accounts, there was an instant connection.
Girl or boy?
Girl.
Girl, okay.
The
The name didn't
It's a very,
away.
yeah. The two hit it off straight away. Anu was born in Punjab, India on the 3rd of September 1972 to Pradyam Singh and Surinder Singh, both of whom were doctors.
Oh, God, okay.
The family immigrated to Australia in 1973, and Anu was still when Anu was still a baby, eventually settling in the Sydney suburb of Strathfield. Education was highly valued in the Singh household. Fucking two doctor parents.
I reckon you fucked if you weren't.
Yeah. And Anu excelled academically from a young age. She later attended a Catholic high school in Newcastle, where she was named the Dux of Year 10 in 1988. See, I thought Dux was, or is that a dunce?
Dunce is a dickhead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she was the opposite.
Yeah, Dux is the number one in the class.
Well, yeah, but if you've never heard the term Dux, it is awarded to the student who achieves the highest academic results in the year level. Basically, she was the top of her class.
Yeah.
She graduated from high school in 1990 and, like many high-achieving students, had big ambitions for the future. The following year, she moved to Canberra to attend the Australian National University, where she began studying a double degree in economics and law. Well, if you got two fucking doctor parents, thank God you weren't a doctor. Fuck me, I would have been such a disappointment.
I reckon. God almighty. But then again, if I was a doctor, you might have had a few more brain cells.
I might have. No, it just reminded me of, I finally watched that movie, Voicemails to Isabel. I love the part where she's given up on her dream and she goes, maybe I'll become an accountant. And the mum goes, sweetie, you haven't done maths in years. I was like, oh, yeah. I felt very triggered by that movie. They were shitting on podcasters. They were talking about people that can't do maths.
Do you need? None.
Yes, that was...
You just need a microphone and a PowerPoint and off you go.
Literally, and then fucking get shit on a live. That was so... I highly recommend that movie. So on paper, Anu had everything going for her. She was intelligent, driven, and came from a respected family.
Yeah, and you realise this week I've watched 2 murder ones and you've watched the romance.
Oh my God, the turntables.
The what?
The turntables.
Tables have turned.
I know. It's from The Office. Michael Scott fucks up the thing.
Oh my God.
And he goes, how the turntables.
Oh, I just assumed you fucked it up.
No. Look, I can't do maths, but I know my sayings.
Okay. So
except fucking whatever the iron lung one was.
I just thought that was quite funny. That you watched the romance and I've watched the 2 murders.
So, Jesus Christ. Anu was intelligent, driven, and came from a respected family. She had parents who were both doctors, impressive academic achievements behind her, and what looked like a bright future ahead. People who knew Anu during this time often described her as both beautiful and incredibly intelligent. She was the kind of person who stood out in a room. While studying in Canberra, she had been in a relationship with a man named Simon in 1993. During that relationship, Anu became pregnant and ultimately made the difficult decision to terminate the pregnancy.
Oh, yeah, I don't think Mum and Dad would have been happy with that.
Oh, yeah, no.
Out of wedlock and...
Still in uni and...
Still doing your double degree in smart stuff.
At the same time, she was finding life away from home harder than she'd expected. She missed her family in Newcastle and frequently called her parents, leaning on them for support. Friends later described her as homesick and increasingly unhappy in living in Canberra. During this period, she also became involved in drug use, which started with smoking weed in year 10. By most accounts, Anu's childhood and teenage years were relatively ordinary. Her father, Paddy, later described
Paddy?
Paddy, he had a longer name. People called him Paddy.
Okay.
Later described her as a happy-go-lucky child, bright, outgoing, and full of potential. He did notice that she had experienced some...
Full of potential. That's not a funny way, but it's a weird way to describe your child. Full of potential. Not, she's funny, she's this, she's that. She's full of potential. If only she fucking concentrated, she could use that potential.
It seems like something that would be like
that's
On a
expected of
teacher's
you.
report.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Like,
expected for
yeah.
this kid. Oh, she's full of potential. She's going to become this, this, and this.
Yeah.
It's like, no, she's just a happy-go-lucky druggie. Leave her alone.
He did note that she had experienced some attachment issues growing up, but said the more serious changes in her behaviour didn't emerge until she was in her 20s. According to Paddy, things began to unravel in 1995. At the time, Anu was still involved with her boyfriend Simon when she began an affair with Joe.
Oh.
The relationship with Simon eventually ended, and in the aftermath, those closest to Anu noticed a dramatic shift in her behaviour. Her drug use, which had previously been more occasional, reportedly became a daily habit.
Jesus.
And she escalated to using cocaine, acid, speed, ecstasy, and meth.
That's not mucking around. That's some serious shit
Yeah.
going on there.
She struggled with severe insomnia and would spend hours pacing.
I'm not surprised. Your fucking eyes are kite. Your eyes are bloody open wide open.
She would spend hours pacing through the house late at night, unable to sleep. Family members became increasingly concerned as she appeared more distressed, agitated, and unlike the person they had known before. For a little while, though, Joe appeared to have a stabilizing effect. In the early days of their relationship, things seemed better. Despite the distance between them, Joe and Anu threw themselves into the relationship. Joe was living and working in Newcastle, while Anu was studying in Canberra, meaning they were trying to make long-distance work. And by all accounts, Joe put absolutely everything into it. The two would talk multiple times a day, checking in constantly and staying connected whenever they could. Then every Friday, Joe would finish work, jump in the car, and make the drive down to Canberra to spend the weekend with Anu.
How far is Canberra from Newcastle?
And this wasn't just a quick trip down the road.
Oh, fuck, of course.
It was a 5-hour drive each way.
I was just going to say, because, yeah, it's like Newcastle, Sydney, yeah.
Yeah, it's every Friday he would drive down, spend the weekend with her, and then Joe would get back in his car early Monday morning, make the 5-hour journey home to be back in Newcastle in time for work.
God almighty. So he'd be up at like 3 in the morning to head back to get up there about 8 o'clock, shower, get to work.
Yep.
We used to do that from Morwell. Come back on a Monday morning, enough time to shower, get dressed and go to work.
Morwell?
Corralgan, yeah, down that way. Anyway.
Why were you down there?
This is some guy who we used to see. Kathy and I used to go down for the weekend and then we'd stay all weekend.
Who's Kathy?
Oh my God, I can't be going all through my childhood, right? Well, it wasn't my childhood, I was an adult. But yeah, we used to stay down there and we used to just drive back on a Monday morning and get home in time to shower and head straight to work.
God,
anyway, continue.
That's where I get it from.
Oh dear.
So I think that says a lot about who Joe was and how serious he took this relationship. Most of us would struggle to justify 10 hours of driving every single weekend.
Yeah.
But to Joe, it was worth it because it meant he got to see his girlfriend.
Oh, even though she was probably off her face and didn't know it was him.
Yeah. His family and friends could see how devoted he was to her. He wasn't casually dating or keeping his options open. He genuinely saw a future with Anu and was willing to put in the effort to make it work.
But was she?
Not everyone was convinced that Joe and Anu were the perfect match. Joe's parents, Maria and Nino, were never particularly fond of Anu. It wasn't that they were openly hostile towards her. They just had a feeling that something wasn't quite right.
Parents get that instinct. Something not quite right.
They didn't think she was the right person for her son. More than anything, they noticed changes in Joe. The outgoing, easygoing young man they knew so well didn't seem like himself anymore. Family members later said that after Joe and Anu started dating, there was a shift in him. Whether it was the strain on the relationship, the emotional ups and downs, or simply the effort of trying to support someone who was struggling, they couldn't say for sure. But they knew something had changed. And then there was the weekly drives of 10 hours on the road every weekend. It was probably fair to say that Maria and Nino weren't thrilled about that either.
No. You'd be worried about that, because especially if he's driving 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
It'd be dark and
every weekend.
Yeah. It'd be exhausting.
They worried that Joe was giving more than he was getting back. They worried that he was exhausted.
Hey, they don't know what he was getting when he was there.
Yeah.
He could have been getting lots.
Maybe that's why he liked going down there.
That's why he was going down there, to be getting down there.
They worried. Oh, I just said that. They worried that he was exhausting himself trying to make the relationship work. As time went on, Joe's family became increasingly uneasy about the relationship. They felt that Anu could be controlling and that she demanded a lot from Joe emotionally. What stood out most to them was the change they saw in their son. He'd always been extroverted. He was the kind of person who could walk into any room and strike up a conversation with anyone. He was social, animated, and full of life. But around Anu, they saw something different. He seemed to shrink into himself. Family members later said that Anu often led conversations while Joe sat back quietly. The son they knew to be loud, confident, and outgoing seemed to take up less and less space whenever she was around.
Wonder why that would be.
I don't know. Maybe she was very domineering.
Still odd.
Whether that was simply the dynamic of their relationship or a sign of something deeper, they couldn't shake the feeling that he wasn't quite himself. Then there was the nightly phone calls. The Cinques were an incredibly close family, and it was well known that dinner was sacred in their household. Every evening at 6 p.m, they all sat together around the table and ate dinner and talked about their day.
Oh, that's very family.
Yeah. And then almost like clockwork.
Me going to be ordering her Uber Eats at 6 o'clock.
Hey.
Hey, everybody's got their traditions.
Exactly.
You just stick with yours.
I am keeping the economy going.
You are. You're keeping all the drivers on the road.
Exactly. Then almost like clockwork, the phone would ring. At around 6:10 p.m, Anu would call the house asking to speak to Joe.
And knowing that the whole family always sat down for dinner at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
So what, he scoffed down his meal in 5 minutes. He's like, this bitch is going to ring.
What started as a quick chat would often stretch on for an hour or more. To Maria and Nino, it felt excessive. They worried that Anu needed constant reassurance and attention from Joe, and that their son's world was slowly revolving around keeping her happy. But Maria was starting to lose patience. On more than one occasion, when the phone rang just after 6 p.m, Joe's mum would answer. Knowing that the family had only just sat down to dinner, she politely asked Anu if she could call back later.
Good on her.
Just wait until after dinner, give them an hour of their family time. But according to Joe's family, those requests were ignored. The calls kept coming at the same time, night after night.
Oh, she's a fucking idiot.
Stretching on for an hour or more. To Maria and Nino, it wasn't really about the phone calls themselves. It was what they represented.
It was a landline. Why didn't Mum just kick the cord out? That's what I would have done. If some arsehole was ringing me at 6:10 every fucking night,
Unplug it at 6.
I would have unplugged the landline or took the phone off the hook so they'd get an engaged signal. Come on, Mum, you could have fucking fixed that one up.
But I see she'd fucking fly into a panic. She'd probably end up calling the neighbours or something.
Oh, probably, but still give them time to finish their tea while it was hot.
They felt as though Anu expected immediate access to Joe's time and attention, regardless of what else was going on in his life. The boundaries that had always existed in the Cinque household, the family dinners, the routine, the time they spent together, was slowly being chipped away. And Joe went along with it. Not because he didn't love his family, but because he loved Anu. It was one of those things that, looking back, it's easy to label as a red flag, but when you're living in it in real time, it often feels much smaller than that. By the time September 1996, Joe had made the decision that showed just how committed he was. He packed up his life in Newcastle and moved to Canberra so they could finally be together full time.
How long have they been dating now? I forgot how long.
3 years.
Okay.
The couple moved into a townhouse in a complex that was popular with university students at the time. For Joe, it meant leaving behind not only his parents and brother, but also the comfort of the city he'd grown up in, the job he'd built for himself, and the routine he'd always known.
Everything.
Maria and Nino weren't really happy about this. Part of it was practical. They'd already worried about the exhausting 10-hour round trips every weekend, but I think deep down they also knew that Canberra meant less access to their son. For Joe, though, it was the natural next step. He was building a life with the woman he loved. In fact, the couple were already talking seriously about marriage, and they'd even opened a joint bank account together and named it Joe and Anu's Marriage Fund.
Oh, Jesus.
He wasn't testing the waters or wondering if this relationship would last. He was planning a future. He was saving money for weddings, houses, and the ordinary milestones that came with spending your life with someone. At the same time, Anu appeared to be doing better. She had stopped using drugs.
Oh, good.
Which was a positive step and likely gave the people around her hope that things are improving.
That would have been a big effort considering the amount of shit she was on.
But stopping drugs also meant facing withdrawals.
Oh, okay.
The period that followed brought its own challenges, and Anu's body and mind adjusted. While some people saw signs of progression, others noticed that she continued to struggle in different ways. She became increasingly preoccupied with her appearance and her weight. She was dieting excessively and seemed to obsess over what she ate and how she looked.
Oh, sounds like me.
Friends later recalled that
Sorry, cracked myself up then.
Friends
Anybody
later
that knows
recalled
me knows she doesn't eat good and all the rest of it.
Friends later recalled that she became fixated on fad diets and weight loss, constantly searching for the next thing that might help her become thinner.
Oh, I know who she reminds me of.
She would spend hours at the gym exercising, and what may have initially seemed like discipline and dedication gradually began to look more like obsession.
She's just gone from one to another.
Yeah, and she was skinny. Like she wasn't.
Oh, you've seen
she was
pictures.
tiny.
Obviously.
Yeah. According to friends, Anu had told them that, quote, she'd rather be dead than fat.
Oh, for God's sake. I'd
Lady.
be dead a million years ago. Jesus Christ.
As 1997 went on, Anu's relationship with her body and health appeared to deteriorate even further. What had once seemed like an intense interest in dieting had developed into something much more concerning. According to those close to her, Anu would binge eat and then purge by making herself vomit. She used laxatives and cycled through extreme eating habits.
Bloody hell.
At one point, her diet reportedly consisted of only Coca-Cola and Tim Tams.
Well, I could probably go with that, but change it for Pepsi and Tim Tams, and you got me.
Despite already being very slim, she remained convinced that there was something wrong with the way she looked. She even approached her father and asked to borrow money for liposuction.
Oh, there'd be nothing to suck.
She was tiny. Then by May 1997, her focus shifted from her appearance to her physical health. She became completely fixated on her body and what she believed were serious medical problems. She complained of aching legs, random pains throughout her body, sensations that made her feel as though her skin was crawling, and she insisted that her muscles were wasting away. To her, these symptoms felt very real. Also, she's going through drug withdrawal, so she's going to be not in the right frame of mind.
No, exactly.
Thankfully, she did seek medical advice. Doctors examined her and found no evidence of an underlying physical illness. They concluded that there was nothing medically wrong and suggested the symptoms she was experiencing were of a psychological nature.
Oh, I'm sure she loved hearing that.
She didn't accept that explanation.
Not surprised.
She firmly believed that something was physically wrong with her and refused to see a psychiatrist. After being reassured that there was no physical explanation for the symptoms she was experiencing, she became convinced that she now had AIDS.
Oh.
Despite having no medical evidence to support it, she firmly believed that she was infected. She reportedly told friends that she thought it was unfair that she had AIDS and Joe didn't. Anu allegedly spoke of wanting to put some of her blood, which she believed was infected with HIV, onto Joe's toothbrush.
Oh my God. Seriously?
Yeah. Eventually, Anu underwent testing for HIV and the results came back negative.
Oh, gee, surprise.
But instead of reassuring her, her fears simply shifted elsewhere.
Oh, God, what's she got now?
Soon she began... I don't know why that was so funny.
Huh?
Oh, what's she got now?
Well, fuck, it sounds like she's just gone from drugs to weight loss to fucking working out to AIDS to...
Yeah.
What she got now? COVID? Bat flu? What's going on?
Soon she became convinced that she had a neurological condition.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Believing she might have something like multiple sclerosis.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No amount of medical reassurance seemed to ease her anxiety. At this point, her parents had become increasingly concerned and managed to convince her to see a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist recommended treatment and prescribed medication to help with what she was experiencing, but she rejected the advice.
Of course she did.
She refused to take the medication and declined any further psychiatric appointments.
How old is she at this point? She's still in her early 20s, yeah?
Yeah. By this point, Anu's parents were running out of ideas.
Oh, they would have been frustrated as hell.
And they're doctors.
That's
They could
right.
be like,
And they
"There's
can't
nothing
help it.
fucking
That's what I
wrong with
mean.
you."
They would have been so frustrated watching her going, we can't even help our own kid here.
At least as a doctor, you can be like, come on, we'll go see if you've got your bones are deteriorating.
Yeah.
They could see that their daughter was struggling and they were desperate to get her help. According to later accounts, they contacted the mental health crisis team multiple times, explaining their concerns and describing the changes they'd witnessed in Anu's behaviour, but each time they were essentially given the same response. Because Anu wasn't considered an immediate danger to herself or other people,
She would have been close.
there was very little they could do. Meanwhile, Joe was still doing what he always did, supported her. He listened to her fears, reassured her when she was convinced something was wrong, and stood behind her while the people around them struggled to figure out how to help. But increasingly, Anu began directing her anger towards him.
Why? Because he was fit and healthy.
Yeah, I guess so. She became convinced that some of her ongoing health problems were actually Joe's fault.
Oh.
One example that has become particularly significant in hindsight involved Ipecac syrup.
Who's what?
I'll tell you. Don't worry. I'm not just going to throw a random word out and not tell you what it means. Come on.
Tell us what it means, Ian.
So during what Joe likely believed was an ordinary conversation, he had mentioned hearing that some models reportedly used Ipecac to stay thin because it induced vomiting.
It's worse than
Throwing up, yeah.
It's the most horrible feeling.
Ipecac syrup is, I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's
Probably.
Ipecac. Ipecac. Ipecac is a plant-derived medication that was historically used to make people vomit after accidental poisonings or overdoses.
Oh, yeah.
It is no longer recommended in modern medicine because of the serious health risks associated with it. And Anu later began taking large doses of it.
Oh, Jesus.
It is important to be clear here that there is absolutely nothing to suggest that Joe encouraged her to use this. But he was probably like, oh, yeah, I've heard models use this
Such
to
and
make them
such. And
throw
off
up.
she went looking at...
Yeah, he didn't
got on
fucking
Amazon,
go,
got
you
it
should
delivered."
use this. God, imagine being in the 90s with no Amazon Prime. Fuck.
I'm going to look at Amazon, see if they've got Ipecac.
Ipecac syrup.
Yeah.
By all accounts, it appears he was making an offhanded comment, but as Anu's thinking became increasingly consumed by fears about her body and health, she appeared to latch onto the idea that it was Joe's fault. As months went on, Anu's thoughts appeared to become darker and more alarming. She began telling friends that she was so angry she wanted to kill Joe and then take her own life.
Jesus.
And these...
Was Joe aware of this? Or just friends? She was just telling friends.
She was just telling, like, everybody.
Except Joe.
Yep. One of the people she confided in was her friend, Madhavi Rao.
Oh.
Fucking Madhavi.
What did Mahabi do?
Madhavi was described as another highly intelligent law student. But those who knew their friendship later said that Madhavi often went along with whatever Anu wanted.
Because he was trying to get in her pants.
She
was trying to get in her pants.
Some described her as being...
How was I meant to know that was a she?
I know, it's a very lot of... it's not very...
generic names.
Yeah, it's like Sam.
Yeah, it's like, could be either, neither.
No, Madhavi was her friend. That was another woman.
Female friend.
Female friend. So some described her as being a doormat for Anu and found it difficult to challenge her or say no. Together, the two women went to the university library and researched methods of suicide and assisted suicide.
Oh my God. Her friend helped her do that at the library.
Mate, this gets much worse.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
By August 1997, Anu had started selling off her clothes and giving away her CDs, behaviours that sometimes can be associated with someone preparing to end their life. Her parents were terrified. Once again, they reached out to the mental health crisis team, desperately trying to have Anu involuntarily admitted for treatment, but they were denied. Because despite the concerns of her family, despite her deteriorating mental state, and despite the increasingly alarming things she was reportedly saying to those around her, she still did not meet the threshold required for involuntary admission.
Seriously, what's the fucking threshold if you can...
I'm going to kill my boyfriend and myself.
I want to kill my boyfriend myself. I've looked it up at the library. I'm getting rid of all my stuff so that no one else has to clean up my shit when I've gone. But I'm okay.
And this is a part of the case where I generally struggle to wrap my head around. Because Anu wasn't whispering these thoughts to one person in confidence. She was openly telling friends and classmates that she wanted to kill Joe and kill herself. These weren't teenagers. They were people with no understanding, or consequences of the legal system. They were law students.
And no one...
People studying law. Future lawyers.
Is that what law students are?
Future baristas. People...
They're going to start making coffee as well. What?
Barristers. Fuck.
Okay, so they've done their law degrees, they've made their coffee.
They're making
now.
coffee, they're giving legal advice.
Okay.
Skim milk or murder charges? What do you want to know about?
My God.
People who understood concepts like duty of care, criminal responsibility,
Yeah.
and what it means when someone
Job in a dickhead.
makes a credible threat against another person's life.
Yeah.
Law
Law students, I've got it. The baristas that are studying law, we're with you.
But like, I think that's the worst part. She was telling
Everybody.
people that were learning about the criminal justice system.
And they did nothing.
They're like, oh, she's joking. It's fine.
Yeah.
Nobody went to the police and said, hey, I think this woman is seriously talking about killing her boyfriend.
That's
Nobody pulled Joe aside and
Yeah.
said, hey,
Mate,
this is what your girlfriend's saying.
Sleep with one eye open, buddy.
Instead, according to the evidence, some people listened, some brushed it off, some thought Anu was being dramatic, and others didn't believe she would actually go through with it. If someone repeatedly tells you that they're researching ways to kill themselves and another person, and they're selling off their belongings and talking about specific plans, surely alarm bells should be going off.
Well, exactly.
This is a part of the case.
See something, say something, people.
This is a part of the case that will make you want to yell at your steering wheel because Joe had absolutely no idea.
Why would it make you want to yell at your steering wheel?
We're yelling at each other right now. People listen to the car, you know?
Oh, okay. I'm thinking, I don't have a steering wheel. I can yell from here.
Do you want Logan's little steering wheel?
No, I don't want Logan's little steering wheel.
He
I
was-
don't need any help yelling. God.
He was still showing up every day, trying to support the woman that he loved.
Yeah.
He
Well,
was-
she's ready to top him.
He was reassuring her, driving her to appointments, planning a future with her, and saving money in their marriage fund.
Oh.
Meanwhile, there were people around Anu hearing her talk about ending his life.
You think one person,
You'd think.
just one person would have gone, you need to either sit down and talk with her or get the fuck out of Dodge because...
Nope.
Nah, not one person. That's pathetic.
At some point, Anu began talking to another student known publicly only as Mr. T.
Oh, did he wear gold jewelry? Is that why they called him Mr. T?
He also pitied the fool.
Did he pity the fool?
And honestly, you can only imagine the reputation that a nickname gave him around campus. One day during class, Anu casually asked him if there was any chance that he could get her a gun. At first, he thought she was joking. It's a bizarre question to ask someone out of nowhere, and most people would probably assume it was dark humor or an offhanded comment. But then a few days later, she asked again. This time it was clear she was serious. Anu explained that she believed she was suffering from numerous illnesses and ailments, and she wanted to end her life. Somewhere along the way, the conversation shifted. Instead of trying to obtain a gun, the discussion turned to heroin and the possibility of using it to overdose.
Oh, well, that would have been easier than firing a gun.
Oh, yeah. A few days later, Anu and her friend, Madhavi, visited Mr. T at his house. And this wasn't a conversation about getting help. It was a conversation about logistics. They asked how an overdose would work, how much heroin would be needed, how long it would take, whether it would be painful, and what would happen afterwards.
Was Mr. T a fucking doctor or what?
I think he was just maybe the friendly local drug
Oh,
dealer.
that's what I reckon. This is like, is it going to hurt? Nah, you'll be right,
you'll
mate.
be right. You fine with
Yeah.
needles? Okay.
Yeah.
Anu reportedly seemed satisfied with the information and told Mr. T she would come back when she had the money and was ready. About a week later, she called him and told him that she was ready and wanted to purchase around 0.5 gram of heroin.
Is that all it would have taken to kill her?
0.5 gram is 500 milligrams? What's the not liquid version? Oh no, anyway, of heroin can be fatal,
Okay.
particularly for someone with little or no opioid tolerance. The problem is that street heroin varies wildly in its purity, so there is no safe amount. Some people have overdosed on far less, while others have a high tolerance and have survived larger amounts. Anu and Madhavi returned to Mr. T's house to buy the heroin. According to later evidence, they purchased around $250 worth. Then Mr. T then injected himself, Anu, Madhavi, showing the two women how to inject the drug.
Oh.
At this point, it is hard to ignore how many people were becoming aware that something was wrong.
This is stupid.
Then in September 1997, Anu visited a counsellor at the university. and made allegations that Joe was physically and verbally abusive towards her.
Oh, my God.
She claimed that she couldn't leave the relationship because she was emotionally and financially dependent on him. Those claims will later be investigated and found not to be true.
Isn't it sad, though, that someone, like, I know she's in a mental
She's
state
very
where
mentally unwell.
She's, oh, yeah, has been for years by the sounds of her. But how easy it is for someone to just go, oh, he's been to this, and then his name's mud. It's like we were talking about the other day. If someone accuses someone of being raped and it's bullshit, they should be the one that gets charges on them.
Yeah, well...
Anyway, I've had me rant. Keep going.
Well, you're going to be a lot angrier at the end of this.
Oh, Jesus, here we go.
In October 1997, she returned to Mr. T and purchased more heroin.
Heroin? More heroin.
Heroin.
Is that to make it sound a little bit cuter?
Yep.
Once he got more heroin.
I'm going to try to get Logan to say heroin. I wonder how he says it.
Heroin.
Heroin. This time she bought a full gram. When Mr. T questioned why she needed so much, Anu reportedly gave an answer that should have stopped everyone in their tracks.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She said, someone else is coming with me. Because he believed that she wanted to kill herself.
Yeah.
And he's like, why do you need so much? This is enough to kill yourself.
Like you might have thought it was the friend that tried the drugs earlier with her.
Maybe.
Manu or whatever her name was.
Manu?
What was her name?
Madhavi.
Oh, same difference.
Poor Manu. According to testimony, Mr. T was surprised and asked what she meant. Anu's response was essentially that he didn't need to know. And the conversation just ended there. No further questions, Your Honour.
Well, he's busy selling drugs. He doesn't give a fuck.
He's like, okay, whatever.
He got his money. He doesn't care what they're going to do with it.
As if this wasn't alarming enough, Anu also managed to obtain 15 Rohypnol tablets.
Oh.
Do you know what they are?
No.
Commonly known as roofies or the date rape drug.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. I've got an explanation right here.
Huh?
Rohypnol is a powerful sedative that can cause significant drowsiness, confusion, memory loss, and unconsciousness, particularly when combined with other depressant drugs. She obtained the tablets from yet another classmate. She told this person
Dodgy fucking school.
Yeah, fucking drug dealers galore. She told this person about her plans as well.
Oh!
The classmate reportedly warned her that if she intended to combine Rohypnol with heroin, she would only need one tablet to knock someone out. So let's just let this sink in for a second.
But hang on, wouldn't you want to knock someone out, then get the heroin? It's not like you're going to go, here, have some heroin and take a tablet. You'll feel so much better.
At this stage, multiple people had heard pieces of her plan.
Multiple? The whole fucking school knew. I think she said it at fucking the school assembly. By the way, if anyone sees Joe, just shh.
People knew she was researching suicide. People knew she'd acquired heroin. People knew she was talking about another person coming with her. And somehow
now she's got her date rape drug.
And somehow Joe still had absolutely no idea.
Oh, Joe, you're so in love.
While he was planning a future with Anu, saving money in their marriage fund and supporting her through what he believed was
the marriage fund was probably paying for the drugs. She was probably drawing money.
And supporting her through what he believed was a mental health crisis, the woman he loved was actively gathering the means to carry out his murder.
And telling people that he beat her up and
fucking left, right and centre.
Like, this poor bastard.
On October 24th, 1997, Anu decided to host a party.
Oh, Jesus.
And this wasn't just a few close friends. She invited classmates, acquaintances, friends, and even people she barely knew.
Drug deals?
Probably.
Yeah.
What's even more disturbing is that Anu reportedly described it to a number of guests as a goodbye party.
It's not funny, but
it's fucked.
It is. It's totally fucked.
Many people later said Anu seemed happier than she had been in months.
Yeah, because she was checking out. She was
going
done and dusted.
She was cheerful, social, and unusually affectionate towards Joe. The couple appeared loving and happy together, and for some guests, it made them question whether all the alarming things she'd been saying over the previous month had been serious. Maybe she was joking. Maybe she was just a bit dramatic.
Yeah.
By this point, some people reportedly viewed Anu as someone who exaggerated or sought attention, and it's possible that contributed to them dismissing what she'd been telling them.
Well, we've got someone in our life that you dismiss everything they say because they're full of shit. So
a couple of people like that.
We can understand how that happens.
As the night came to an end and the guests began leaving, Matt Harvey was reportedly telling people that Anu was serious. that once everyone left...
Say goodbye properly.
Say good.
Not going to see you tomorrow.
Hey,
huh?
don't you do an Irish goodbye. Get back in here.
Yep. What's an Irish goodbye?
You just fucking... No goodbyes. Get the fuck out of there. You maybe say, hey, I'm leaving.
Exit stage left.
Yep. It's an Irish goodbye.
I did not know that.
Once everyone left, she intended to go through her with her plan. And this is where I genuinely struggle with this case. Because even if you thought Anu was exaggerating, even if you thought there was only a tiny chance she meant what she was saying, why did no one tell Joe?
Or tell anyone.
Why wouldn't you call someone?
Like the school counsellor, or there's got to be someone that...
Just tell Joe!
You could, yeah, well, Joe at a minimum, but there would have been so many other things that you should have gone. The teacher, your main teacher, going, that chick in the front row, she's fucked.
Hey, law teacher.
Yeah, this is what's going on. What would you suggest? Like, fucking hell.
Some of those lawyers now probably do all the...
Underbelly.
Yeah, they do all that shit. No questions asked, no worries. I heard about the plan.
It's all right. Went to school with someone that told us for months she was going to kill some bloke.
Yeah, it's fine. So instead of believing them, everyone just went home. And Joe remained completely unaware of the danger he was in.
Oh, poor Joe.
After the guests left, Anu made Joe a coffee.
Uh-oh.
She crushed up 3 Rohypnol tablets.
Holy shit.
Mixed it into his drink, and Joe drank
like
it.
A baby.
And before long, he lost consciousness. Anu then went to retrieve the heroin she had purchased. But things didn't go according to plan. The heroin had already been prepared in a syringe and had reportedly congealed, making it unusable for injection.
Why was it already in the syringe?
Fucked if I know.
Just thought it'd save time later.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
The next morning, Joe woke up none the wiser.
Oh.
He thought he'd simply had too much to drink at the dinner party, not that his beloved girlfriend had drugged him and planned to kill him.
Yeah.
The thing that makes this case so difficult to...
So hang on, so she used the whole gram. She used all the heroin in that one. Oh, okay.
The thing that makes this case so difficult to comprehend is that after the first attempt failed, Anu didn't hide what she was planning.
And she told him,
she threw
by the way.
She threw another dinner party.
Oh, for God's sake.
That night.
Why? What's that meant to achieve? Just fucking put a drink in, put the drugs in his coffee and...
I don't know. Maybe it was another goodbye party.
Oh, God almighty.
Again, she invited friends, classmates, and whoever wanted to come along. But this time the crowd was smaller, with maybe around 10 people coming.
Yeah, because they were sick of her.
They're like, why are we having another fucking party?
Yeah, wasn't she dead last night?
According to later evidence, many of the people there knew exactly what Anu had been saying for months, that after the party, she planned to kill herself and Joe. What's even more heartbreaking is that Joe didn't even know that the party was happening. He simply arrived home from work to find people at his house. But because Joe was Joe, he just rolled with it.
So he was too nice for his own good, wasn't he?
He chatted to guests, socialised, and by all accounts had a great night. People later remembered him talking excitedly about a holiday to Queensland that he and Anu were planning. He'd recently bought a new car and was looking forward to using it.
Oh, no.
Maybe some of the guests convinced themselves that Anu wasn't serious. Didn't happen the night before.
Well, but then just because Joe's happy and he thinks he's living the dream.
Yeah. Maybe some of the guests convinced themselves that Anu wasn't serious. Maybe they thought that because she'd talked about killing herself and Joe for months without actually doing it, it wasn't going to happen.
She's full of shit.
Maybe they believed it was an attention-seeking behaviour. But for whatever reason, nobody said anything to Joe. Throughout the evening, Anu again appeared cheerful, affectionate and completely normal, and guests later described the party as enjoyable. People stayed late, talking, drinking and socialising until the early hours of the morning, with the last guests leaving around 6 a.m, which was Madhavi. After the second dinner party finally ended in the early hours of the morning, Anu once again crushed Rohypnol tablets into Joe's coffee. This time, Joe was unconscious for approximately 15 hours.
Jesus.
From Friday night through to Sunday morning, he was essentially unconscious.
Hang on, well, that's more than 24, so maths didn't go real well there.
Well, it would have been, yeah.
Well, there's 24 hours in Saturday, and you said he went from Friday night to Sunday. So it was more than 15 hours.
Look.
Trust me. It was more. Trust me. I've got the calculations on this one. It was more than 15 hours.
No, because the party was Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Then the last guest left at 6 a.m. So it would have been the Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. So on Sunday, October 26, 1997, Anu put the next stage of her plan into motion, and she injected Joe with heroin.
While he was unconscious.
A short time later, around 8 a.m., she went to collect Madhavi and brought her back to the townhouse. What Madhavi found should have triggered an immediate call to emergency services. Joe was lying on the bed. He was still breathing, but according to later reports, he appeared bluish in colour. Yet, instead of calling the ambulance, the two women left,
Went shopping.
went to an ATM, withdrew $250. Madhavi withdrew $250 and handed it to Anu. At some point they argued, and Madhavi eventually walked home, and Anu continued with her plans. She then went to see Mr. T, purchased even more heroin, returned home, and injected Joe again.
Oh my God.
Around midday, Anu contacted the friend who had supplied the Rohypnol tablets. She told them that Joe was unconscious, that his lips were blue, and he was only taking a breath approximately every 10 seconds. And then she asked if they could come over and help revive him.
Why not just ring a fucking ambulance?
This person said, "Not my paddock, not my ponies. I'm not getting
Not
involved."
my attic, not my cobwebs.
The response was blunt and said, "You need to hang up and call an ambulance."
Exactly. What a dickhead.
She said she didn't want to call paramedics because she believed it was already too late and that she didn't want Joe to be angry with her. The friend wasn't having it, and they reportedly told Anu something along the lines of, "If you call an ambulance, you'll have an angry boyfriend. If you don't, you'll have murder charges."
Yeah.
Instead of immediately picking up the phone and calling for help, another 10 minutes passed. Finally, she called emergency services.
Oh, fucking idiot.
When paramedics finally arrived at the townhouse, they found Joe lying unconscious on the bed. He was naked from the waist down and had what appeared to be a brownish blood-stained fluid around his mouth. Realizing immediately how serious the situation was, they began intensive efforts to resuscitate him. As paramedics worked on Joe, Anu reportedly paced around the house, repeatedly begging them to save him.
Why? She's putting on the act as the devoted fucking girlfriend, not the fucking killer that caused it all.
After months of talking about wanting Joe dead, researching ways to kill both herself and him, obtaining drugs,
Yeah, what happened to the herself bit?
and hosting what she had described as goodbye parties, she was now desperately pleading for the man she'd spent months planning to kill. Billa.
Survive, yeah.
During the emergency response, Anu admitted to paramedics that she'd given Joe Rohypnol tablets and had injected him with heroin multiple times.
She told them that she did that.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. She's
not another fucking
not
planet.
the smartest tool in the shed, is she?
Despite their efforts, there was nothing they could do.
Fuck.
Joe Cinque was pronounced dead at just 26 years old.
Oh, my God.
Anu was arrested and taken to the police station.
Oh, and they probably, mental... Oh, well,
No.
I'm getting angry.
In the hours after Joe's death, police were closely observing Anu's behaviour. Several officers later remarked that although she appeared distraught, sobbing and hysterical, something felt off. One officer reportedly noted that despite all the crying, she never once needed a tissue.
It's always a giveaway, isn't it? The old crocodile.
Meanwhile, Joe's family were about to receive the news that would change their lives forever. Not long after everything had happened, Maria Cinque tried to call the townhouse, expecting to speak to Joe. Instead,
Shit.
the phone was answered by a police sergeant.
Oh, no.
Almost simultaneously, police officers arrived at the Cinque family home to deliver the devastating news in person. Maria said that the moment she realized something had happened to Joe, her mind immediately went to Anu. Before officers could fully explain the situation, she reportedly told them that she didn't want to hear anymore. She already knew that Anu had done something to her son.
And she was right.
For years, Maria and Nino had worried about the relationship. They had watched changes in Joe, felt uneasy about Anu, and carried concern that they could never quite put into words. Then in a single moment, their worst fears became reality. Soon afterwards, the family travelled to the morgue for the formal identification. When the sheet was pulled back, Maria saw her son and physically collapsed.
Jesus.
An autopsy was carried out, and the toxicology results confirmed what investigators already suspected. Joe had high levels of both heroin
Well,
and...
they didn't have to suspect anything. They were told.
Yeah.
Dipshit told him that she fucking drugged him and dosed him.
He had high levels of both heroin and rohypnol in his system. The combination of the two drugs had severely depressed his breathing and ultimately led to his death. As police continued searching through the townhouse and Joe's belongings, they came across something that added another heartbreaking layer to this case.
Oh, what?
Among his possessions was a planner.
I thought you were going to say a diamond ring in his pocket or something.
Oh, no, that would be
Imagine that
bad.
if he'd fucking had a ring and was going to propose to this psycho.
Inside, investigators found an entry for October 27th, 1997, the day after Joe died. Written in the planner was the words, "Get ready to move." Next to the note was an arrow pointing to 6 p.m. The discovery immediately caught investigators' attention because it suggested that Joe may have been preparing to leave the relationship. Up until that point, many people had assumed Joe was fully committed to their future with Anu. After all, they had a joint bank account that they called their marriage fund. He'd moved to Canberra to be with her and spent years supporting her through increasingly difficult circumstances. Police began to consider the possibility that Joe had recently decided to move out of the townhouse and end the relationship. Investigators also believed that the new car he had recently purchased may have been part of those plans, giving him a means to move his belongings and establish a life away from Anu.
Oh, like someone else we know that packs up a car in the middle of the night.
I'm not sure who you're talking about.
You think you do?
Just 2 days after Joe's death, on October 28th, 1997, Anu appeared in court charged with murder. During police interviews, she admitted injecting Joe with heroin, but claimed that the intention had been to stop him from interfering with her own planned suicide attempt. Yeah.
Oh, so he doesn't disturb me, I'll kill him first, rather than just fucking take the heroin yourself.
If that was your literal plan, just give him the rohypnol. It's going to knock him out 15 hours.
And then you can do whatever you want. Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, attention also turned to Matt Harvey. Given her knowledge of the plan and involvement in the events leading up to Joe's death, she was charged with conspiracy to commit murder.
Yeah, fair enough.
On November 5th, she was released on bail after her parents posted the $100,000 surety.
Jesus Christ, I would have left you there.
Yeah, I'd be like,
if you were that stupid that you were helping somebody do all this, I'd be like, nah, fucking leave her there. And what about Mr. T? Did they get him?
Oh, friend like drugged it.
Oh, what a shame.
As the case moved through the courts, Anu made the unusual decision to be tried by a judge alone, meaning there would be no jury deciding her fate. The presiding judge, Justice John...
Jinglehausen Schmidt?
Fucking nearly, Jesus Christ. Justice John Gallop Crispin also ruled that Anu and Matt Harvey would face separate trials to ensure fairness. When Anu's trial finally began in 1999, much of the focus centered around her mental state. Her defense team argued that if she was suffering from significant mental illness at the time of Joe's death, that her responsibility for her actions was diminished.
No.
They put forward evidence in support of an insanity-style defense, arguing that Anu's perception of reality had become severely distorted. Like, she wasn't mentally well, but she also fucking knew what she was doing.
That's right. Exactly.
It wasn't just that night.
Yeah, that's
right. It was
right.
months of telling people and planning and...
That's exactly right.
The court heard extensive evidence about her mental health struggles in the years leading up to Joe's death. She'd become convinced that she was suffering from a range of serious illnesses, despite repeated medical reassurance that she was physically healthy. At various points, she believed that she was dying from muscle-wasting diseases and reportedly complained that she could no longer feel her head attached to her body. Fucking hell. It felt like a bobblehead. The court also...
That wasn't even a real cough. What the fuck was that?
It was like a tickle. The court also heard evidence of her bulimia, obsessive health anxieties, and deteriorating mental health. It wasn't disputed that Anu had injected Joe with heroin. The central question became whether she fully understood the nature and consequences of her actions and whether her mental illness reduced her criminal responsibility.
No.
On the 23rd of April 1999, Justice Crispin delivered his verdict. He found Anu Singh not guilty of murder, but guilty of manslaughter. The following day, she was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment with a non-parole period of 4 years.
Is that all? That all for someone that had told anyone that would listen what she wanted to do? So
she law students.
She knew what she wanted to do. She knew how she was going to do it. She went and trialed how much heroin you need to achieve it. She got drugs to knock him out. but she didn't know what she was doing because of her mental state. Frog shit.
Frog shit.
Frog shit.
Matt Harvey's case would prove to be just as controversial as the news. Given everything she knew, many people assumed she would be also held criminally responsible for Joe's death. After all, she knew about Anu's plans for months, had researched suicide methods alongside her, attended the goodbye parties.
That's it. So she knew too.
And was present during some of the key events leading up to Joe's death. As a result, Matt Harvey was charged with a number of serious offences, including murder, manslaughter, attempted murder, and administering a stupefying drug. However, her case went before the court. Prosecutors faced a major hurdle. Knowing about a crime and proving beyond reasonable doubt that someone actively participated in it are two very different things. Ultimately, the court found that there wasn't enough evidence to prove that Matt Harvey had directly participated in the acts that caused Joe's death, or she possessed the necessary criminal intent required for those charges.
Oh, fuck it. What? The fucking legal system is bullshit.
Yeah.
So you can know someone's going to do all this. You did the drugs with her. You've heard it. You've researched it. But you've got,
You'd hope it's like
I didn't do
improved
it.
in the past 30 years.
Well, you'd fucking hope so, because that's bullshit. Something should have happened to her.
Yeah.
She didn't report. She didn't go to the police. She didn't tell anyone. She didn't tell fucking Joe.
No.
Don't fucking dismiss me like I'm not angry as shit. I'm angry as shit with this bitch.
She was acquitted of all charges.
Oh, fuck off.
Anu served significantly less than the 10-year sentence she was originally given. In October 2001, after serving 4 years in custody,
4.
including the time she had spent on remand following her arrest, she was released on parole.
She's dead now.
For Joe's family, that was
Disgusting.
That was understandably difficult to accept. Joe had lost the rest of his life, and Anu was getting hers back.
Yeah.
Her freedom didn't last uninterrupted, though. In April 2004, she was returned to prison after breaching the conditions of her parole by smoking marijuana.
I was just going to say, surely she was cleaned up when she was in jail.
There's probably more drugs in jail.
Oh, okay.
However, she successfully challenged the re-imprisonment on a technicality and was released again in August 2004.
What, she didn't know it was marijuana that she was buying from Mr. T, her fucking favourite drug dealer?
What happened next surprised a lot of people. While serving her sentence, Anu had begun studying and completed a master's degree in criminology through the University of Sydney.
She already passed it the first time, didn't she?
Yeah.
She fucking put it into practice theory and off she went.
Then in 2010, she began research through the University of Sydney's Faculty of Law. 2 years later, in 2012, she was awarded a doctorate. Her PhD thesis was titled...
How to Get Away with Murder. That's where the TV show comes from. It's her.
No. It was titled Offending Women Towards a Greater Understanding of Women's Pathways Into and Out of Crime in Australia. It examined the experiences of female offenders and identified 5 common pathways into crime: unstable childhoods, physical and sexual abuse, drug use, economic hardship, and mental health. An edited version of the research was later self-published as an ebook. Some people see Anu's academic achievements as evidence of her rehabilitation and a person who was able to rebuild her life after serving her sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Others struggle with the fact that the woman responsible for Joe's death went on to earn a master's degree, a PhD, and established a professional career, while Joe never got the opportunity to live out the future he'd planned for himself.
Didn't even get a chance to drive his new car.
Joe was 26 years old when he died. He never got to take that Queensland holiday. He never got to move out, and if indeed that's what he was planning, he never got to continue his engineering career, get married, have children, or grow old with people who loved him. Anu, meanwhile, left prison, returned to university, and built an entire new chapter of her life. One of the reasons that Joe Cinque's case continues to be discussed today is because it's such a powerful example of the bystander effect. Most people think that the bystander effect is simply standing around while assuming someone else will help, but it's often more complicated than that. Sometimes it's about convincing yourself that a situation isn't as serious as it sounds. Sometimes it's not wanting to overreact. Sometimes it's not wanting to get involved in someone else's business. And this case seems to contain all of those. Over the months leading up to Joe's death, Anu told multiple people that she planned to kill Joe and then herself. She discussed methods, bought drugs, hosted what she called goodbye parties, and made increasingly alarming statements to friends and classmates.
But she didn't know what she was doing.
Yet time and time again, people appeared to have talked themselves out of taking action. Some didn't believe she was serious. Some thought she was being dramatic or attention-seeking. Some may have assumed that because other people already knew, someone else would step in and do something. Others simply may not have wanted to get involved. The result was that dozens of small opportunities to intervene came and went. No single person may have felt responsible, but collectively, nobody acted.
Yeah. And where is she now?
Fucking living her best life.
Fucking, that's bullshit.
And that is the fucking wild case of Joe Cinque.
Poor Joe.
Poor Joe didn't have a fucking chance.
No, not with that psychopath.
No, he should have just listened to his Maria and Nino. Fucked her off.
Parents always know. We can sense when we meet these fuckwits that they're not good.
Again, not sure what you're talking about.
Not sure why
I felt triggered by the movie last night. I felt triggered by this.
Well, you don't see red flags. I can look above
think
their
they're
head
a
and just
carnival.
see flashing fucking lights.
Sometimes I think they're a carnival. I'm like, woo!
Oh my god.
Oh god. Well, yes. Don't if someone says they're planning to kill someone, maybe take them a little bit seriously.
Oh Jesus!
Say something to someone. Jesus Christ.
Do you think they're mucking around?
Yes, it's fucked. But it is a bystander effect of like, oh, you know what? Someone else will do something with this.
That's right. Yeah,
it's fine. I'm a future lawyer.
You can understand.
Someone else will do
something.
something.
Someone else will do something. But there was so many opportunities that
even at the party to be like, hey, buddy. You know, she's been saying...
She's probably joking, and he'd be like, well, fucking, I was planning on leaving tomorrow. I'll go today instead.
I know, that'll be the saddest if he was planning to... Bought the new car to drive home and he...
But like you said, people in her class didn't even, go up to the teacher and go,
Like, that's fucked already, your classmates. Being a classroom of future law students and baristas and making coffee. Come on.
Yeah, that no one said anything and that he never ever heard from any source.
But then it's like, did maybe one person say it and they're like, okay, fuck it, my girlfriend who loves me isn't going to kill me. Or she's going through such a big mental health crisis, I don't believe her. Like, he may have been told by one person or a couple, but maybe he didn't take it seriously either.
I don't know.
But
we'll never know. We weren't there, but
yeah, it's fucked.
Just amazing that, like you said, 4 years and she's back and running and he hasn't got the chance of doing any of that.
No, and she's wrote a fucking ebook and whatever else she's done, and fuck you, Anu, if you're listening. Don't do shit like that.
Hey?
I said, fuck you, Anu, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Don't do shit like that. But yeah, thank you for listening. If you don't already follow us on Instagram, it's mainly_murder. You can join us on Patreon for bonus episodes, like listening to people's last meals, or we've got a few cool things over there. Actually, I've got one more thing that I thought was pretty cool that I'm going to put on Patreon. We've got to do that at some point. We buy us coffee or Pepsi Max.
She lives in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, where she works as a registered migration agent.
Oh, dear God.
Holding directorships at Legal Overseas and Eagle Immigration. After being convicted of the 1997 manslaughter of her boyfriend, she served 4 years and was released in October 2001. It's disgusting that, like you said, they keep going.
Yeah, she got to live her life and possibly get married and have kids, and Joe got nothing. He got to 26 and then that was it.
Imagine that if she ended up meeting someone and they had no idea, and then somewhere down the line they found out that she killed him, was in jail.
Yeah, imagine, we say that all the time. Like, even imagine her kids, because at some point in your life you Google your name, you Google your parents' name. Imagine her kids I wonder what mum's done. Oh, she killed her boyfriend in 1997.
I wonder if that's in the family tree.
Yeah, well, mental health definitely fucking would.
Anyway,
you can email us at...
Okay, you can email us at MainlyMurderPodcast. Don't look at me like that. At gmail.com.
Good job. No,
not you.
Fucking...
Start again. MainlyMurderPodcast at gmail.com. Feel free to...
not add the AU because we won't get it. Fuck me. All right. See you next Tuesday.